Good afternoon. I'd like to call the Ways and Means Committee meeting to order, please, for July 16th. We could have a roll call.
Mr. Stockin?
Present.
Mr. Fanton?
Here.
Mrs. Burdick?
Here.
Mr. Demick?
Here.
Mr. Havey?
Here.
Mr. Healy? Mr. Ricky?
Here.
Mrs. Root?
Here.
And Mr. Harris? 7 present, 1 absent.
Thank you. The audits were distributed to you. Can we have a motion, please?
Root will make a motion.
Vanton will second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And that's carried. Clerk of the Board has an item for us.
Yes, Joe Budinger, 6-year term as Real Property Tax Director, expires on September 30th. If you'd like to reappoint him to a new 6-year term, it would be effective from October 1st, 2025, and expiring September 30th, 2031.
Demick will make that motion.
Vanton will second that.
Are there questions or comments? Hearing none, we have a motion to approve. Vote, excuse me.
We got to vote.
Aye.
All in favor?
Aye.
Sorry, all opposed. I was in the midst of thinking up some words to congratulate Joe for the good job he's done and for hopefully being willing to continue. Thank you. And that's passed. We have another one from our board clerk, please.
Yes, I'm asking for approval to settle a claim with a private citizen. We struck her vehicle causing $7,153.34 worth of damage.
What happened?
Havey will move that.
Vertical second.
Any discussion?
We did this damage.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And that's carried. Thank you. And we have a request here for authorization to apply for the Pro Housing Supply Funds Program. Would anyone want to speak to that? Carissa?
Yes, and I'm sorry for the last-minute submission to this committee for this, and we will be asking for this to come off the floor tomorrow at the fair, and I'm also sorry for an off-the-floor resolution for the fair. I know we try to get things in order when we travel away from here once a year. But we, as we all know, we're talking a lot about development on the Gateway Corridor, which would be from the S-curves, where we're talking about building a DPW facility, all the way up to the crossroads of State Route 19 and County Route 20, where we have Quickly's and IDA property. Kind of going back to the history of that crossroads area portion of the Gateway area. We've been talking about putting something out there for 10 or 15 years, and that has included a private landowner that has been discussing housing. And it's been kind of silent on the housing for a while, but that landowner recently reached out, or we reached out to them to talk about housing. And it turns out they're very interested in moving forward as we continue work on the water line with the water tower that we got a grant for, as well as talking about sewer, as we have to talk about sewer for the DPW facility. And in looking through our grant applications, there is a grant opportunity this month for infrastructure that could be used towards housing developments. So this would mean we could take the letter of intent to put a housing development in and use that to apply for funds for the entire sewer. That would be the package plant by the DPW facility, as well as the main line that would go all the way up to the crossroads portion of the Gateway Center. It is a 50% match. However, the package plant portion, it happens to be about half of that. So if you're committing to building the DPW facility anyways, that treatment that you will need, the treatment plant you'll need for the DPW facility would be the 50% match of this, which means this is probably the only time you can apply for this grant where you will already have an idea of what that 50% match is. If you wait till next year and you're just looking at the main, you're going to have to figure out whether you want to put in 50% of that. So this happens to be good timing for us. As we know, we don't quite know how we want to finance the DPW facility. We are applying for grants on the sewer. We do have a couple of federal grants in. but we might be able to stack those federal grants on the sewer towards this 50% match. We do have some economic development fund balance still set aside that we could use towards this match, or as we all know, we've talked about financing that. So there will be options on that 50% match, which will be the DPW facility. And this is just an all-around good opportunity to apply. This is just an application. We will have to see if we're awarded, and then we can talk more about the financing of it. There are ongoing costs. You do this sewer, you are going to have a sewer district, just like you most likely will have to have a water district. And when you do those things, the maintenance and operation should be going to those districts. And we know there's fees and other things that should be, in theory, making those whole. It shouldn't be coming out of the rest of general fund. So I don't know if there's any other questions on this, other than the total amount, which Hunt did the proposals on this, working with DPW. The total amount is a little over 6.9 million, and the details are in the MOE.
Thank you. Any questions?
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Do we have any idea of a time frame on this from, I mean, I know the sewer district takes a while, so does that have to be done first, though, before they can start construction?
I believe you have to do that prior to starting construction. We have been contacting. Bond counsel is also the water and sewer counsel, and they have been in these conversations with myself and the treasurer and DPW for the past few months. We did let them know we were applying for this and we might need to speed up the sewer district conversation. We do have all the end users lined up that we probably would get comptroller approval on that. So that our council did think that looked much better than the last time we had tried to apply when we didn't have any end users out there. We now have several in existence as well as more coming in, one of them being our own county facility. So we will have to get that going. I'm sorry, Legislator Burdick, what else did you have on a question? Was there more to that one? Time frame, that was it. So we would be awarded these funds this year. Our construction timeline would take us all the way through 27 if you follow the DPW construction timeline. The housing development would begin their construction in 27 once we're all done. And that would be right off of County Road 51, which we're putting in for that hotel site also on the IDA property. So we will be matching everything together.
I just have one more question. Because this is a multi-unit construction, is this going to have to be all electric?
I am not sure. I am assuming that is something the developer is looking at. There's a private developer, the county's not involved in that, but unless things change with the current climate clean energy bill, I believe they probably will be looking at electric anyways. But as we know, there's a lot of things out there pending on that too.
Would they be using our DPW access to access the housing?
I think they want to, off of the one corner, use that as access, and Tom is aware, DPW is aware of this, we've shown him their concept, and I think he'll be
So
working with them.
that's an advantage also.
Correct.
Other questions? Thank you.
Thank you.
And we have the,
Root will make a motion.
I'll second it.
all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And that's carried. Thank you. Referrals from committees, the only one I have is from Public Safety.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Sheriff Scott Cicerello is requesting a resolution to accept and budget the Edward Byrne Memorial Justice Assistance Grant. The Byrne Grant can be used to support a broad range of state and local government projects, including those designated to prevent and control crime and improve the criminal justice system. The funds would be used to upgrade the fleet of the Sheriff's Department. These funds would be used to add 2 marked police vehicles to the Sheriff's fleet. As per the grant award letter, these funds should be budgeted as follows: $75,000, and that would be an appropriation to sheriff vehicles, and I'll move that.
Ricky, second.
Is there any discussion?
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Is the $75,000 the total cost for these vehicles? That covers everything that's involved with buying 2 vehicles?
I think we have a lot of questions on that still. Originally, the sheriff's office had put an application in for 2 unmarked vehicles that were outfitted. The granting authority needs them to be marked vehicles. I don't quite know. I think they wanted a little lower-end vehicles, and they thought they could probably fit within this price range. I really think they're going to have a hard time even buying one with this, but we certainly will price them out. And as you know, we can do some things in-house, but we still need to buy most of this. If we're buying them through the lease program, we do need to make sure all of that is in accordance with enterprise, because we can't just add things, aftermarket things to some vehicles. If we buy them outright, we might be able to manage that a little differently, but I did talk to the undersheriff, and we just don't know at this point in time. We need to price out vehicles and see. I did make a little note to myself that there probably could be local share for those items if we're unable to get it within the grant. But that's what we were awarded.
If I could clarify a little bit, too, I had an opportunity to speak with the undersheriff, and at that time, during that conversation, they were not looking for police package vehicles. They were looking for vehicles that could be used by fraud investigators or the like. It's not pursuit vehicles that they're looking for.
That is correct. However, I think the granting authority might have a difference of opinion on what they can actually use those funds for, and we're sorting out those details with the sheriff's office and DCJS.
Okay, thank you.
I'd like to make a motion to table this. I don't think we have enough information. The cost just doesn't make sense to me for 2 vehicles. So until we know more, I'd like to see this tabled.
I'll second that. Root.
Okay, we have no choice but to vote on this. For the tabling motion, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Opposed?
I think if my ears were still decent, I think that was in favor. Thank you. And
Can I
that
just
is-
clarify what the vote was to table it, correct?
Yes.
Okay, I just want,
So it is tabled. We're going to have an executive session, but I want to move through the other 3 things first, and then when we go offline, we'll not be coming back. Is there any unfinished business? Any new business? Anything for good of the order?
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
I would just like to make a couple comments about the MOE that we talked about with the housing. I just want to thank all the parties who worked really hard to put that together. This came together. There was a lot of moving parts. There was a lot of different people involved in it. It was a lot of last minute and a lot of people going on vacations and going away to make this happen today. So I just want to thank everybody for all their hard work and the urgency to get this together for us. So I think this is a great opportunity for us here in Allegheny County.
Amen. Anything else? Good of the order? If we could have a motion to go into executive session discussing the employment history, particular person, please.
Havey will make that motion.
Van will second it.